In this video, you will learn how to sort, copy, filter, subtotal, use conditional format, freeze pane, page layout, background, and tabs. To begin with, what we're going to do is we are going to copy. So I'm going to go up here to the upper left-hand corner. On the left side of your alphabet bar and on the top of your number bar, there's a little square. I'm going to click one time on it. Notice it highlights everything. I'm going to right-click and I'm going to copy. I'm going to go down to sheet 2. I'm going to click on the square. I'm going to right-click and notice I have several paste options. I'm going to choose the first paste option. Usually, most often, you're always going to want to choose that first paste option, whether it's in Excel, PowerPoint, Word. Just kind of remember that that first option is usually the right option. Okay, so now I've pasted the exact same thing. What we're going to do is I just moved my clip art out of the way a little bit. I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. You don't have to make yours bigger, but that way you can see it a little better. Okay, now we have doctors or surgeons' names over here. They're not in alphabetical order at this time. So what we need to do is we need to sort them. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and highlight from A4 down to E27. And then what we can do is we have a sort and a filter on the ribbon up here on the far right. And there's a down arrow. And what we can do is we can sort A to Z. Now notice that we have sorted our surgeons in alphabetical order. So I'm going to undo, just so you can see that's what it was. And now everything's in order. So from here, now we have our original on sheet 1, and now we have our sorted on sheet 2. What we're going to do is go out to the upper left-hand corner, right-click, copy, go to sheet 3, click on the square, right-click, paste the first option, use the first clipboard, paste. Now we need to add more worksheets, or spreadsheets I should say. There's a plus sign with a circle. Notice it says new sheet. Click on that, go up to the square, right-click, paste with the first option. We have 2 more to go. Plus sign, square, right-click, paste first option, and sheet 6, same thing. Click on the square, right-click, use the first paste option. All right. Let's go back to sheet 2. And notice, because we did a copy on this page to paste to the other ones, notice there's this moving line right here. You can get rid of that by using your escape key on your keyboard. That's the very upper left-hand corner of your keyboard. ESC, that would be the escape key. And then that'll take that off for you. What we're going to do is we are going to highlight A2 over to, A3, that sounds much better, A3 over to E3. So the same information should be highlighted on yours that's on mine. What we're going to do is we're going to run a filter. Now we're going to go back up to this sort and filter, and notice there's a filter there. Make sure you click on the filter, and you'll notice now that you have little squares with arrows in them. So what we're going to do is click on, in the surgeon area, click on the arrow, and down here notice that all of these are checked. where it says select all, click on the check mark. Notice now that all the check marks are gone. Let's go ahead and click on Dr. Williams, and then we'll OK that. So now what we did is we filtered it to only see Dr. Williams. Also, let's go to the month. Let's say that we just wanted to know what Dr. Williams was using, what he was doing in April. So we want to kind of figure out what his total sales were in April. So we're going to click OK, and now notice we have Dr. Williams, April. And then now we could actually, if we wanted to, we could add these up and figure out what his total sales were. From here, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and go on to sheet 3. Let's go on to sheet 3. Here we're going to do a subtotal. Make this a little bigger for you. Oops. Let's go ahead and highlight from A3 down to E27. We're on sheet 3. We highlighted A3 to E27. We're going to go up to the Data tab. All the way over to the right, you're going to see Subtotal. Click on that. It asks you some questions. You could change this. We're not going to. We're going to leave it the way it is, but if you wanted different information, you can come in here and change it from here. So now what we're going to do is notice on the left side you have a square box with a minus sign in it. Go ahead and click that. And notice now that you only have totals for each doctor. So what we can do, and then of course we have a grand total. If we wanted to, we could click on the grand total and we just have a grand total, but we don't want that. So we want to actually see all the doctors, and we want to see their total sales. Now if we really wanted to, we could say, okay, I see what Dr. Williams was doing with all of his suppliers and his total sales there. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight in the A column the doctor's names. Don't highlight grand total, don't highlight surgeon, just highlight the doctors. Then what we're going to do is we're going to hold our control key down and we're going to highlight just our total sales for each of the doctors. Don't highlight the grand total and don't highlight the word total sales. Don't do that. Then we're going to go up to Insert and we're going to go to, let's go ahead and do a column chart. We can do a 3D column chart and then we can move it underneath if we want. Actually, we're going to do a move chart location. That's what we're going to do. And then remember, you have to click on New Sheet, the bubble here, and OK that. Now it's in its own area, and we can move on. Okay, let's go on to Sheet 4. All right, on Sheet 4, we're going to do conditional formatting. In order to do conditional formatting, now you can do this with words and you can do it with numbers. We'll do it with both. But to start with, we're going to use the numbers. So you're going to highlight all the total sales numbers. Don't highlight the word total sales. So E4 down to E27. Highlight all of that. Then we're going to go up to, make sure you're on the Home tab, which you should be because we just switched sheets. Click on Conditional Formatting. We are going to use this first one always in here, highlight cells rule. Don't worry about the rest. This is what we're going to use. First one we're going to do is greater than. And let's do 20,000. Now I know it has some defaults here. I want to stay away from the defaults for right now because I want you to know there are other options. We're going to go down to where it says custom format. And you can do a fill. And go ahead and pick a color you like. And then OK that. And then OK again. Now notice what we did is we told Excel that we want all the numbers over 20,000 to be highlighted with whatever color you chose. Okay, now we're going to go back to conditional formatting. Make sure that you still have the numbers selected. Remember, we're always going to use this highlight cells rule. We're going to go to less than. Go ahead and put 10,000. Go ahead and pick a different color. And OK that, and OK it again. And then we're going to go back to conditional formatting. We're going to go make sure you're clicking on the highlight cells rule. And then we're going to do between. So this time we're going to do between 10,000 and 20,000. And then just pick something that's, I'm just going to use the default. So when I click off, now I know I have my over 20,000, under 10,000, and then the between 10 and 20,000. Now the other thing I want you to do is I want you to highlight April, or not April, but the first, whatever B4, okay, the cell B4, highlight that down. Now make sure when you highlight that you click in the middle. See how I do it? I click in the middle and then I highlight down. That way I don't mess things up. Okay, so I highlighted that. I'm going to go to conditional formatting. I'm going to highlight cells rule. And I'm going to go to equal to. Equal to. Now you have to spell it and have the exact same way it's spelled. So for instance, April has a capital A, and then the rest is lowercase. I'm going to kind of change this over here. Yeah, I'm just going to do that one. Click on it, and there we go. So now April has been singled out. So you can see all the Aprils. So like I said, you can do it with words, or you can do it with numbers. All right, let's go to the bottom, sheet 5. And on sheet 5, we are going to freeze pane. You're going to click on the number 4 over here on the number bar. Now make sure you click right on the number 4 and notice that you have a line that goes straight across. Or you don't have a line, but you have a highlight that goes straight across. And what we're going to do is go to View, and then Freeze Pane, and then Freeze Pane. And then that should give us what we need. Notice that the top freezes, this whole area, 1, 2, and 3, stays the same so that as we're scrolling down, we still know, oh, okay, well that's the supplier name, that's the surgeon name, and what have you. And on sheet 6, we're going to go up to page layout. We're going to go to background. And I'm just going to do it from file. You should have some pictures somewhere. And insert whatever picture it is you have. And that is how you insert a background in Excel. And last, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tab, we're going to right click on it, and you're going to rename it. I'm going to do ORIG for original, sheet 2. This will be our filter, and that's our chart. Let's see, sheet 3 is our subtotal. This is our conditional format. I'm just going to conditional conf, that's what I'm going to use. Let's see here. And then we did a freeze pane. And then I'm just going to pick for picture. And of course, you can add our color in there, however you want to do it. And that is how we add our tab color.